So are you able to see the presentation?
Yes, sir.
All right.
पैचेस आ रहे हैं बीच में.
बीच में पैचेस आ रहे हैं, नीचे होगा ना बॉटम में.
हाँ नीचे. हाँ देयर इट्स.
हाँ वो हट जाएगा. Yeah, be with it. I'm not
That
able
is a
to.
share screen one, I guess. So
Yeah.
या एक्सपीरियंस रीस्टार्ट करेंगे तो हो जाएगा.
there's an option to hide it.
यही होता है when you don't know what to do. Nonetheless. Okay. So welcome everybody. So this entrepreneurship mindset is something what Sakshi has been building over a couple of weeks. So Sakshi, can you tell us something more about entrepreneurship mindset mantra?
Absolutely. So yeah, hello everyone. This is Sakshi Velia this side, and I feel this is something you discover and you grow up when you actually understand. So skills are something which which can be taught to you, and I feel skill set is very important to know the thing. But what differentiates you and आपको जो अलग बनाता है from one person is basically your mindset. So anything you start, even you start a business, you start your job, you start a family, anything you start, skills are obviously the main thing. But what mindset do you have? Why are you doing it? What is the purpose of doing it? That is very important. And it's very understand to discover your purpose, basically to understand why are we doing that specific thing. Like what are talents, what are passion, what we really want to do, what we can really do, like our limitations. And that is all a mixture of what the whole mindset is all about. So I guess we are here to understand in general what purpose in life means and what it can relate us to in business or the particular thing we do in life that is related to our passion and profession. That's it from my side also.
Fantastic. So thanks Sakshi for taking it up and inviting people like me. All right. So today what I'll be talking about is discover your purpose, which I think is fundamental to whatsoever we're doing, whether it is business or personal life or any other areas. Okay. So how this session would go is that we'll talk about how the business is evolving these days, a little bit about me, the possibilities which are there. Oh, sorry, I got the wrong title. But we'll be talking about discovering your purpose and then future pace to business. Okay. So many of you may have seen this earlier, but look at it in new light once again. So the changing market dynamics, we've evolved from the brick and mortar world to the digital world, and then from the digital world to the always connected world. And this has been happening at a very fast pace, to the extent that this year, the language itself has changed. So these are some of the words which were there in the labs till 2022 and 2023, they have come out into the market, right? So what are the new age challenges? The speed of business has been changing. And the key reasons behind that are artificial intelligence, big data. So there's a lot of data available online, which allows us to take different kind of conversations. All right. The man-machine interface has changed. The manner in which we conduct business, the manner in which we manufacture, all that has been changing. Around 20 or maybe 25 years back, we started with office automation. Then came bank automation, then different processes kept on becoming more and more automated. Today, manufacturing is being automated. We're using robots in manufacturing process. All right. And then This in turn brings in analytics, blockchain, cyber security. So different kind of security has started coming in because the online environment, it has become the basic infrastructure. So it would be appropriate to say that dhanda rozana badal raha hai. The business piece is changing every day. All right. And the impact of this is that there is no cover up because data speaks in black and white. And today we are relying more and more on data. Technology has now become the backbone. It's appropriate to say that internet is the Karnbhumi. Today we can't do any business, and in fact very few activities that we can do without internet today. It's time to transform or perish because old ways don't work anymore. So this is the time, badlo ya chal do. All right, transform or perish. That's the way. Transform or perish. Platforms have been having dukandars for breakfast. Mom and pop stores are evolving because the larger platforms have been growing by the hour. So Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, all of them have brought in different kind of businesses, different approaches to how business happens. This in turn has shut down many small stores. It has impacted the malls. It has impacted the manner in which retail happens. It has impacted the manner in which supply chain works today. So new world and new business models. Blinkit, Jio, UPI, Policy Bazaar, all these are India specific businesses. That's something very important. The first generation of IT enabled businesses, they were more West centric. They were more Americanized. Now what we started seeing is the India stack is there. There is development which is happening for India. There are solutions which are being created, curated for India. And these are four of them which I have put here. And there are many, many, many more. So today, dhanda or banda dono hi badal gaye hain. The consumer has changed, so has the business. So what this in turn means is the market has changed, our messaging has changed, and our mediums have also changed. Today, newspaper is not the primary medium of news. Doordarshan is not the primary medium of news. Today, we get to hear about the news from WhatsApp or maybe from other Instagram, maybe. Not even Facebook anymore. Even Facebook has become Stone Age now. That's how things are changing. So this is time karo ya maro. Anything you'd like to share? Any observations, something what you want to ask, discuss, that'll be great. Anything you want to contest?
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, Bikash.
So that you speak about the market, I also speak about like the general office trends. Like the AI has totally changed. Like previously, I think people could have done so much using manpower, but now with a single click we can do with the AI. So what's your opinion ki how AI is gonna grow? Like
So because the topic today is not AI or I'm not Prophet Muhammad who will be sharing how the world is going to change, right?
agreeing, sir. Yes, sir.
Today the topic is um, um, look at what is your core strength. Okay, that's what we'll be focusing on. Artificial intelligence, what it has been doing, and it is there to stay. That is a reality. How
Got
that
it,
will
sir.
evolve, that is not in the scope of the conversation today. And I would invite that we please share what you got from the conversation so far. That was the intent of this break. So what did you get from these past couple of slides?
So basically, I got that the medium has totally changed. Like previously, if I would have wanted to, run my business, I would have gone for the newspapers or tried to get a piece in the small section of a newspaper. But now, if I do that, it will be like a boom. It will be the end because no one is focusing on the newspaper anymore. They are more focused towards the small things, like not small things, but Instagram, which is basically having so much information, and they're having such a big research team which is keeping people hooked up to Instagram. So it's kind of very easy for people to advertise what they want because there are millions of people already using Insta. And so, yeah, I got that transforming to social media for messaging and all is very critical through the slides which you have shared so far. So,
Yeah. So we can definitely not write off the mass media. The mass media is evolving. All right. Just to give you a case in point, there was a time when medium wave radio stations used to work in India. They are working even today, but they were very popular. And then sometime in the late 80s, early 90s, they started fading away. But then sometime in the early 90s, FM radios, they started showing up. And then all of a sudden, the new avatar of radio came up, and today FM radios are radio stations are very popular. Okay, so they've evolved. We've not written them off. So newspapers are very much there, but they're showing up in a different format, in different applications. So please be present to that. Does that make sense?
yes, sir, got it. It's like newspapers are still there, but their usage has changed in some aspect. So if a person is smart enough to use it in that aspect, then he can win the fight, right? So
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Somebody else? What are your observations? What is it that you want to share?
As we
Oh,
always say, just transform yourself or either just get perished. So,
yes. All right. So let's move on. So do you want to know something more about me? If yes, okay, otherwise we'll skip these slides.
no, sir, I would like to like some parts.
All right. So this is what I look like. I spent around 18 years in the corporate space, primarily in the technology companies, in the business development side of the business. And then sometime in 2014, so almost 10 years back, I thought that I wanted to do something for the small businesses. And that is when I started building a platform called eGrowth. Along the journey, I picked up some awards. So this is an award I got in 2010 for 142% of my sales target of that year. This was when I built the aviation business for the company, ground up. Then we were a technology partner with the Startup India for their Uttar Pradesh Yatra in 2018. This was for that. We also did something with Dalmia Vidya Mandirs, which is a part of the Dalmia Bharat group. And like this, there are a couple of more awards which are there. And then just recently, I got an award from WASME and Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises. So this was around digital businesses, all right, being an expert in that space. I'm an engineer from Bombay University. I did a master's from IGNOU, and I also did a program in competitive marketing from IIM Bangalore. I am on the advisory board of MSME Bharat Manch. I'm a chapter director with Startup Grind Gurgaon, and I am a charter member with TIE Delhi NCR. I'm also an author of 2 books, Golf, Mastering Business Success, Opportunity, the Journey from You to Yes. And I've also impacted over 10,000 entrepreneurs through my talks and webinars. More than 1,500 entrepreneurs have participated in my strategy classes. More than 100 people have participated in my boot camps, and I've worked with more than 20 companies in their implementation. So this is a little bit about what I've been up to. Now, why do I call myself a leverage guru, or how did people start calling me that? Let me just explain something. So there are 4 or 5 different modalities in which training or consulting or coaching happens. The first one is being a counselor. Then there can be consultants, mentors, and coaches. So these are 4 terms which are very close to each other and kind of overlap. While the coaches and counselors, they take an approach of asking questions. So the client, he ends up discovering more about his business or his life. This is the approach that a coach or a counselor takes. On the other side, the mentors and consultants are subject matter experts, and they tell, all right? Counselors and consultants, they focus more on the problem, on the analysis of the problem. The coaches and the mentors, they are more futuristic and they work on the solution. Right? So this is how the coaching training fraternity works. And where I fit in is at the cusp of 4 of them. So I work on analyzing the challenge, the possible solution, how will it be viable in the future, asking questions, and sharing a little bit of what I learned. So this is where I operate as a leverage guru. My approach is more outcome driven. So today, when we'll be talking about how do you get your purpose in life, the idea is how do you identify the outcomes that you want in your life? It's more dynamic. It changes with times, with the scenarios, with the situations. Maybe 2 years back, when COVID was very much there, we would have been having a different conversation. And 5 years ago, when nobody knew about COVID, the conversations were very different. And today, in the post-pandemic arena times, we're having different conversations altogether. I look at what are the possible resources there rather than looking at or investing in other pieces. I emphasize more on gap analysis because many a time you can achieve much more by identifying the gaps and plugging those holes rather than spreading yourself thin. We'll look at mapping the possible solutions. What all is it that you can do? By asking questions, how can this be done? What is it then we can stop doing rather than looking at what all is it that we can do? And then based on these, give suggestions. and share some more resources which can help you go to the next level. So this is how I work with entrepreneurs like you. All right. Past couple of months, I've been working on what is called as MOJ, which is marketing or uske jugaad. So in August, we had the first session, which is called MOJ Kar Roz Kar, which is marketing or uske jugaad. Rokna overflow in Zindagi. How can you have more money coming into your life? Then in September, we had a session called Inkar Se Ikrar Tak, which is about the buyer's journey. And then the next one was the growth engine of your business, which is care, which is relationship marketing. And then last month, we had 6 steps to a competitive advantage in your business. The acronym here is CREATE. And now on the 16th, which is this coming Saturday, we're going to have another strategy class, which is 7 secrets of sales conversion. So like this, every month on the 3rd Saturday of the month, I lead a strategy class on one aspect of the business, which is primarily in the growth hacking and the marketing space. These are some things that I've been working on. And as part of that, I keep on looking at what all are the possibilities. All right. So now getting into what we are going to create today. So are you ready for that? So if I may ask you, what do you want to take back home today? Please write in the chat box. Nothing. Okay. Finding our purpose. Mindset of an interview. Okay. What else? All right. So today we'll be limiting it towards finding your purpose. That is something which will help you get ahead in your business. So there are cash flow quadrant, especially those from the commerce side would have heard it. So we can be in one of the 4 places. We can be an employee, a self-employed person, a business owner, or an investor. Okay. So even if you're a student, once you complete your program, you would either join another company, be an employee, or you may become a consultant or a contractor, self-employed, or you may start your own business and alongside start investing in other businesses. There is a slight variant of this, which I call as the leverage quadrant. Here, when we look at the employee piece, employee, you are being an active contributor. And for an employee, the success is called salary. How much salary does it draw on a monthly basis? As a self-employed person, you're growing linearly. You're selling time for money. And your success is valued at how much, what is the size of the contracts that you're addressing. And then as a business owner, you're leveraging your resources and turnover is what you measure. As an investor, you are passive in the sense you are not selling yourself or your services. You're actually investing in somebody else's business, somebody else is working. So that's why you're a passive resource and your success is measured by the dividend that you're getting. So more than 90% of the people on this planet are on the left-hand side. They're either employees or self-employed. And they control less than 10% of the wealth. They work alone and they trade their time for money. While when we look on the right-hand side, less than 10% of the people on the planet. Some people say it is only 3%, maybe 2%, maybe 4%. are the people on the right hand side who are either business owners or investors. And they control more than 90% of the wealth on this planet. They leverage their resources and they use systems and structures to make more money. They have proper action plans. They leverage their resources. They got structures and systems. Now coming to have an action plan, you really need to know where are you headed. And to know where you are headed, you need to know what are you up to in life. So now let us look at what a business life cycle looks like. So it is mapped to a typical bell curve, which is applicable to most of the areas of life, whether we look at our life, how we grow, or how the business grows. The initial period, the business is acting like a startup. Then there is rapid growth. After that, there is a slowdown and it flattens out. All right. That is the time where you need to re-engineer. If you do re-engineer, you will be able to extend the curve. Else, it starts moving towards a decline and then a decay. So the initial period of the business is where you design your business. The rapid growth is during the development phase. During the flattening phase, that is where you need to diversify your business. If you fail to diversify, you would head towards a decay. This is how a typical business cycle would go, right? Now, the first three stages: design. This is where the business is in the creation mode. It acts like a startup and it's driven by the future. During the development phase, you're maintaining, you're working on growth and are driven by present. And then comes the third stage where you monetize your business. You duplicate it or you divest out of it. So the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. What that means is that the more effort you put in during the design piece, the longer the business will run, the more profitable it will be. All right. So the first stage, you're moving from a state of inertia to a state of motion. During the development phase, you're building momentum in your business. And during diversification, you are in a dominant stage. When I'm saying you, I'm talking about your business. Only when you are in a dominant space will you be able to acquire other businesses or somebody else will be willing to buy the business. All right. So what I've done is I've divided this into 13 elements. The design piece, that is, the acronym is golf. Game design, opportunity, lifeline, and future. Development phase is core. Sales, collaboration, organization, revenue, and excellence. And diversification is milk. Monetization, integration, both forward integration, backward integration. Managing the legacy of your business and managing the knowledge of your business. So these are the 13 elements which go into designing your business or running a business by design. So large canvas over here, we're talking about the design piece, which is the creation piece. So as I said, the acronym is golf. Okay. You start with looking at the future. Where do you want to take your business? This is the soul of your business. And you are able to identify the future or get the future of your business only if you are clear about your purpose in life. Once you're clear about the future, The next piece is you need to identify the product which you would be creating in your business, which could be a service or a product. And where would you sell this product? That's the market, that's the opportunity piece. And how you would do it is the game, that's the process. Right? So play golf to have a highly successful business. So business is a game played within a 6-inch arena, the space between your ears, and projected to the world. All right. So if this is something exciting, something new, please write in the chat box golf. Let me see for how many of you it is exciting. All right, 2 of them, 3, fantastic, 4, 5, just 1 more to go. Okay, so the future, identify the future you're committed to create. The future is the soul of your business. Okay, let's get slightly deeper into this. Whenever we envisage the future, we want it to be fun. We want it to be fantastic, unlimited, and never ending. And this is what Roger Bannister also wanted or created for himself. All right. So here is somebody who looked at creating or going beyond the stops. There was enough evidence to prove that human beings cannot run that fast. He begged to differ and he went beyond that. But he had a purpose in life. The purpose in life for him was to take human race to the next level. Like this, what is it that you have? I invite you to look at that. And the tool for that is called Ikigai. Ikigai is a Japanese term. It's a Japanese way of life, which broadly means reason for existence. So is this something which is exciting for you? If it is exciting for you, please write in the
Absolutely.
chat box Ikigai. Yeah, thanks. Please write in the chat box. Let me see how many of you are interested. Okay, 2, 3, 4. So Ikigai is the reason for existence. And what it says is that your reason for existence is at the cusp of 4 circles. These circles are what you love, what you are good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs. We'll go into this one circle at a time in the next couple of slides. All right. So the first piece is what you love. Okay. I invite all of you, if you got a pen and a paper handy, please write the answers to these questions right now. So you can take maybe 1 minute to get the pen and paper, organize the pen and paper. I'm sorry, I should have told this earlier. Once you've got a pen and paper, you please write in the chat box you're ready. And then we'll start. Okay. All right. So in case you don't have a pen and paper, what you could do is you can write on the mobile phone. You can take notes on the mobile phone itself. Okay. So Ikigai, they say, is at the cusp of 4 circles. The first one is what you love, what you are good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs. So there is an interesting story around this. Okay. So 2019, so that's like all more than 4 years back when I started working on this. I shared this concept with one of my participants. In fact, 2 of them who were doing the program together with me. So one of them, after doing this exercise, he had a business of distribution of healthcare equipment. And he realized that he had a passion for training. Okay. And that was it. So he participated in the program. He realized that this is something, he discovered that he likes training. And then now a couple of weeks back, I spoke to him. His name is Manish. Okay. So I asked Manish ji, how's it going? You participated in the program and what has been the impact? So he said, my turnover has increased 10 times in the past 4 years. Second thing what he said was, I discovered that I like training and now I have started teaching school kids. I said, okay, very interesting. And then I asked him, uh, you said that your business has grown 10 times. What is the percentage of your business which is coming from this new learning that you got or new discovery that you got? He said around 10% of my business comes from training students or teaching students. So what that means is that 2019, the turnover that he had, today he is making that kind of money from teaching students, which was a new thing for him, which never existed for him in 2019. And the other business that he was doing, that has grown 9 times. So this is the kind of impact that you can have if or when you become clear about the purpose of your life, the reason for existence. Okay. Your life becomes easy, graceful, and there's a lot more enjoyment. Right? So I thought this would be something interesting to share with all of you. That's why the moment Sakshi spoke to me, I said, okay, I'll create this. All right. So now let's get into it. How do you create yours? So the first piece is, what are you good at? So if you're clear about what are you good at, write it in the chat box, or so write it in your notebook. You need not write it in the chat box. So what you love. To make it easy, what do you love to do? What are the activities that you love to do? How do you love to pass your time? If there were no constraints, what would you do? If you did not have to worry about making money or getting up in the morning or people around you, what would you do? What do you love to hear from your loved ones? What is your definition of enjoyment? What gives you enjoyment? So anything that leaves you feeling that you are worthy, you're worth it, you're good, you're great, you're awesome, write that down. Take around 1 minute on it and then we'll move further. Okay, so we move to the next one. What are you good at? List the skills that you have. What makes you feel in control and powerful? Okay, so just before I get into the good at, what you love. So for me, I love to interact with people. I love to speak to people. I love to listen to people. I love contributing. So I can spend the entire day listening to somebody and contributing to his or her well-being. And if not that, listening to something which would take me further. Reading books, that's something what I love. Yes, Sakshi, you want to ask something?
Yeah, so just for the clarification of someone, I just want to know that what the only thing that what you love, can they write anything which is they are not good at? They love doing it, but they're not very good at it. They're just maybe improving it,
So
or they
right
are
now we are
just
not
maybe,
talking about good.
Just
Perfect. So right now we are not talking about good or bad. We are talking about what you love. Perfect. You may not be great
we
at
can
it. That's
write
fine.
anything we love.
Yeah. But I must tell you
Okay,
one thing.
sure.
There cannot be something that you are good that you love and you are not good at it. Your natural inclination would be that you will be good at it. All right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So next
But you
is
improve every day.
absolutely. Next, you look at what are you good at? The skills that you have, something that makes you feel in control and in power, something that you have been known for. What accolades do you take for granted? Means ऐसी कुछ चीजें होती हैं कि you don't even think twice. Means if you wake me at 2 o'clock in the morning and say that you got a challenge, I'll be willing to listen to you. So I'm good at having conversations, having productive conversations, having conversations which are non-judgmental. So I think I am good at imparting knowledge. That's what I've been doing. That's what I feel good about. So you give me a topic and I'll be able to deliver a session on that. All right. So take 1 minute and then we'll move further. So the next one is, what can you be paid for? So list different ways in which you can make money. List different opportunities which you think you can be paid for, you can be compensated for. They may exist right now, they may not exist also. It's something you have in mind that, okay, I'm good at this and I can be paid for it. You may not have tried it so far. What services can you provide that others may be willing to pay for? So as I shared with you, so you keep on writing whatever comes to your mind. So I spent around 20 years, 18 years in the corporate space, having worked for other organizations. I was predominantly a business development, a salesperson throughout my life. So at that time, I did not think that I could be a trainer, a coach, a consultant, or maybe a community person, building a community. But what I realized was that all these years, I have been a link for my college friends. Invariably, wherever I would go, I would make it a point to call up my friends, my relatives, go and meet up with them. So it rarely happens that I travel to a city and I don't meet up somebody or the other. So once it so happened that I was in Los Angeles, we had gone to Universal Studios and we were there in one of the auditoriums. And right next to me, on my left-hand side, there is a gentleman whom I appear to know. This person's name is Pankaj Hiremat. And I am in a new city altogether, practically no possibility of knowing anybody. But then I realized that we were colleagues in Pune around 10 years back. And then we shook hands, we met up, we had a coffee together. Now, this is generally how I am. I make friends with people. And I really did not know that I could be paid for it. So eventually, when I started eGrowth, I started building a platform wherein people could subscribe to the platform and I could get paid for it. So this is building communities. And then now I have been regularly organizing paid trainings. Being a business developer, my job was not to give trainings. I was not an HR person. But then somewhere I thought or I liked imparting knowledge to others. And that is what has become trainings or consulting or coaching assignments. Just yesterday night, I coached a person from Philadelphia. So he called me a couple of weeks back saying that I've got your reference and then I want you to coach me. I said, okay. And then yesterday we had the first session. So this is something that I can be paid for. So I invite you to look at what is it that you can be paid for. These may be things you've never done. So for 18 years of my life, I was not into training coaching. Today, that is all what I do. So don't be shy and write it down. Okay, let's move to the next one. What the world needs. What, according to you, does the world, India, or your community needs? What could you do that makes things better for people at large? How is it that you can contribute to others? So here, when we're talking about what the world needs, it does not mean that you have to do something for everybody on this planet. It's about doing something for the community. How is it that you can contribute to somebody else? So there are people who rescue stray dogs. I know some people who are into animal rescuing. So they rescue snakes when they are caught in different places. They enjoy that. There are others who create or form musical bands and they perform at public places just for the fun of it because the world needs happiness, right? Then there are others who run philanthropic clubs. Some people, they run hospitals, institutions, colleges. Some people, they simply go and teach others. So my Fufaji, he lives in Faridabad and he teaches kids these students. So some 10-15 boys, children, they come to him and he teaches them. So he enjoys that. So what, according to you, is something that the world needs? So I keep on giving contacts to different people. So people would call me up that I'm looking for this. I'm new to Delhi. You tell me, how can you support me? I want to set up a business. So that is where I get them connected to other people, different resources, and I get happiness out of that. So are you done with these 4 things? Should we move further? Okay, great. So now just have a look here. As of now, we have looked at the 4 circles, the outer piece. Okay. Now we will get into the inner piece. So how we will be doing that is that the common between what you love and what you are good at is your passion, what you are passionate about. What is common between what you are good at and what you can be paid for is your profession. What you can be paid for and the world needs, that is your vocation. What the world needs and what you love is your mission. So let us look at these 4 pieces. All right, one by one. So what is your passion? This is what is common between what you love and what you are good at. Okay. Then comes your profession, what you are good at and what you can be paid for. So have you written your passion? Take 1 minute and do that. Now let's go to profession. What are you good at and what can you be paid for? Next comes your vocation, which is what can you be paid for and what the world needs. And then is your mission, what the world needs and what you love. So once you're done with writing your passion, profession, vocation, and mission, write yes in the chat box.
Hello, Atulji.
Yeah,
I have a small question.
yeah,
regarding
please.
passion. You're saying what the world needs and what you love.
Yeah.
How do you correlate these two things? Because world may like so many things which may not match what you love. Could you just throw some light on this?
Right. So like I love to impart knowledge to people.
Mm-hmm.
I love to contribute to people. I love to have conversations. Okay. Now the world needs many things. The world needs houses. The world needs opportunities to travel. The world needs money. The world needs warmth. The world needs clothes. These are not things which I can provide, but I can provide them knowledge. I can provide them. So right now, what I'm doing, I'm helping you to discover your purpose in life. So this is what the world needs. The world needs to discover their purpose in life.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
So I think what you love should be first, and then what the world needs. Because
So
what you love,
that
like
is that is why it came, I did it. We came to this at the 4th one, right? भूखे पेट भजन ना होए गोपाला.
सही बात है. बिल्कुल.
Right?
Yes. Got it. Excellent.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks.
So in a short sense, if we say the mission is more about that the world needs a lot of things, but what is that one thing that we also love that the world needs and we also love to contribute, right?
So this mission is your mission. Okay. Now you will be able to give only what you have. Make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
So the world needs, let us say, 1 million rupees. You have only 1 rupee in your pocket. You'll be able to give 1 rupee only, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So mission is your mission. It is not the world's mission.
Okay. Thank you.
and I still have to come across anybody who does not have anything to give. All right, so let's move further. So now we come to the core, which is the reason for existence, which is the ikigai. Now, ikigai is at the core of these four petals. Okay. The outer four petals were what you are good at. The four circles were what you are good at, what you love, what you can be paid for, what the world needs. The inner four petals were your passion, your profession, your vocation, and your mission. Now look at what is the common string between these 8 pieces. Right? So for me, my ikigai is to empower and enable entrepreneurs. To empower and enable entrepreneurs. That is what my purpose of life is. So what I'll do is I'll share. So this is the format. I'll share this with you. Or Sakshi, do you have this?
Yeah, I'll share it with everyone. So
Yeah, share it with everyone. So what you guys can do is you can rework on it, use this format in the sense this, just take a printout of this on an A4 sheet, and you will be able to get your ikigai once again. All right.
Yes, sir.
sure. So
So what did you get out of it so far? If you can please share what ikigai did you discover? What's your purpose in life? Hello. Providing the world with frugal solutions. That is Vikas. All right. So Sukumar, what is your ikigai? Ajish.
Yeah, I like to help people, but I need to work much more on it, refine it.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. Kajal says is to paint the human lives with beauty. Beautiful. Rakshit. And Sakshi.
I'll say so. I am still discovering a lot of things in me, but my main ikigai, if I say my purpose of life is to make more and more people, capable of what they are already capable of doing, with just making them more self-aware.
Write it down.
Sure.
Rakshit, are you there? So the good news is your purpose of life is dynamic. It'll keep on evolving. So as you keep on deepening your awareness of yourself, of the life around you, it'll keep on evolving and be in that space. Rakshit, is perfectly fine if you are yet to discover it. That's fine. And what if, Rakshit, I say that you are already rich? Okay. You are rich. And this is just a journey which has started, and you can continue to be in this journey. So make the great shift from speaking to listening. So Dalai Lama, somewhere he said that when you speak, you will always speak from what you know, from your past. But when you listen to somebody else, there's a possibility that you will get to know something new, because that person knows something different from what you know. Expenditure to investment. So invest in people. My way to customer's way. Co-create with people. See, human beings by design are social animals. We love to live with people, and that's all what it is. So design brings workability. It also brings a state change. So I invite you for the next strategy meeting that we are going to have on the 16th December. This is called 7 Secrets of Sales Conversion. The acronym for this is CONVERT, and the 7 secrets are cost, offer, need, value, empathy, reassurance, and trust. So these are 7 components which will help you convert more sales. Is this something what you will be interested in? Hello? Are you there? Great. So you can reserve your seat. So it is priced at 1499, and I'll just share this link on the chat, and you can go and reserve it right away. Okay. And then there is another gift for you. Golf Mastering Business Success. If you don't already have the soft copy, you can write to me and I'll share that with you. Thanks for sharing this, Sakshi. Any questions? Any questions that you have? So how was it for you? Hello.
I
Are you
really
guys-
want Vikas and Rakshit to actually speak up, because when me and Atul Puri sir really